I'm good. I am good. There you go. I'm going to get some space for him too. Okay. Good morning and welcome to the live exchange. I'm Dr. Pamela and we have here today, well, we have part of the crush. We have Glaze here in the house.
One half.
Yeah, one half. And today we are going to be talking sports. I know you're like, what do you know about sports, Dr. Pamela? Well, you know, I love sports. I do. I have a love for sports. And there are a lot of different elements of it that I'm, you know, somebody said today, well, dang, your topic seems to cover a little bit of everything today. And yeah, we got 2 hours, so.
We can cover everything.
We can cover everything. So,
let's do it.
Yes, let's do it. So I'm going to see what you know about sports.
A little bit.
You know.
Just a little bit.
Just a little?
No, something.
No, guys.
We'll see what you do.
Well, I'll try not to make you look bad. I'll try to just kind of tone it down with my sports knowledge today so I don't overshadow you.
Yeah. I've been fooling Prime for about a year now, so I think we'll be about good. So.
You think so?
I've been fooling Prime like I know a little something.
Okay.
So I think I can do it for 2 hours. I can fool.
Well, I see you had a nice little following though on your show.
We'll try.
Yeah. But today I want to go deep. I want to talk about sports and the intersection between sex, money, fame, all those things.
It's all into that. Sports has become one of the biggest social things out there today. It's not just field play anymore.
Right.
It's everyday play. And it deals with people's lives, and it's almost becoming more CNN
than
it is ESPN sometimes. So.
More reality TV.
It's true too.
Way
too much reality TV.
Yes, a lot going on, and it's a big money making industry. So you know, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to that. So I am looking forward to this show. I hope you all will stay tuned and join in. Give us a call, 678-613-5857 with your feedback. And we will be right back with the live exchange. I almost said with the crush.
I was too. I always got to sign off. My bad. Maybe I should sign off.
In places like
Creative
Coaching, the Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency
today I
coaching.
came from Kansas. I flew in late last night. My parents live in Kansas.
The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world.
Facebook, I'm using you guys as my using Facebook as my mirror real quick. Hey Facebook.
It's not a chain, it's a chain.
How you doing? I see Tara is on. What's up, love? What's up, Tara? I think I said your name right this time. She corrected me before. She said, I am not Tara. I am Tara. Like, get it straight, Dr. Pam. Get it straight. Okay. And I guess we're going to put our third guest
make him get
right here.
Call it the hot seat.
So right in the middle. Okay. Oh, I gotta get my. No, I didn't get a treatment. Just kind of some of the things I want to talk about. My intern didn't really complete with it. So. Well,
We can work off.
We'll work off it. He focused only on scandals in here.
Oh, dude.
I didn't want to just talk about scandals alone, but we can. Yeah.
You got to attorney help you in everything.
Well, with the layout, like the facts and all that, a couple of interns. And when I got this, I didn't have time to go back and correct it. I was like, you know what? Awesome. Good morning, Tara. Did I say your name correctly this time?
I'm thinking that.
Let me know. Let me know. Because I'm probably going to be saying your name a lot during the show.
Add it right
Or maybe not. I don't know. Okay.
Access or all access, like a movie. Maybe put the new ones right there. So they can get a new show and then highlight.
Oh, okay. Well, the first thing is inequality in sports.
And then I think that's
World Cup.
Okay.
How they're pushing right now for more money.
also there was other pages, man. A lot of like really.
WNBA player minimum salary is $38,000. Maximum is $109. NBA players minimum was $500,000.
Like it's like real old trademark.
It's great.
Okay, so just type the job website
That's
address
nice.
here.
Can I see?
Yeah, check it out.
I got this guy. Look at contact and look at
Then you enter what job you're
contact.
I know, I guess I
something
can't
else.
complain. I got a lot of good info here.
Let's come into do a reset. Okay, and then we'll go into trending topics.
Okay.
Okay, then you just hit
Trending
search.
topics is just any topics that are out there in the news that don't relate to this topic. Right now, I'm going to look
There
at
we go.
Janet Jackson.
I got questions.
Yes, I don't know why. You can look into that.
And then Kerry
It's not the
Washington
same
on the
these
cover of
things.
the
Let me open up with her and I'll
You saw it?
yeah.
Who is that?
I didn't know who she was.
Yeah, she didn't know who she was.
She like she was 10 years old.
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855.
I got it right. She confirmed I got her name right.
to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect Compete and Ad Council. JBTs.
I'm hungry. So this morning I didn't have time to get any
It's
food.
not a chain. It's a chain.
I'm gonna go 2 hours with no food. Somebody on Facebook, if you're in the area, you bring me some food, please.
You got something on the street, you could get somebody to bring something. Some type of spread.
Reset for 30 seconds and trending topics.
Okay. All right. Welcome back to the live exchange with Dr. Pamela, where we talk about love, politics, and intellect. And so today we're talking about dissecting the game, basically sports, the intersection of sports. Of sex, money, and politics.
Mm-hmm.
So we are, so this is the political side of the live exchange. We got here with us from the Crush radio show. We got Glaze. You go by Glaze? What do you go by?
That's Glaze. Yeah.
Glaze. Yes. So we're going to be talking about all of these things today. But first, let's get into some trending topics. All right, so first trending topic, Janet Jackson. What? Did you hear about her?
I still don't believe it.
So, for those of you who don't know, she has canceled her tour or postponed her tour. And I don't know, it's got to be canceled because she said she and her husband want to start a family.
Okay, was it you or was this most vague announcement ever?
It was the most random, vague.
Is she pregnant? Is she trying to get? What is she?
It sounds like she postponed her show so she could have sex with her husband.
You know what? I think the prince. I think that he's a prince. I may be wrong, but the guy that her husband was like, I need a little time right now. You're 49 before you're 50. Can we do some things?
We gotta make some things happen. I'm trying to figure out how they doing it differently than most people do it. She needs to cancel her tour.
She had to cancel her tour. It sold out tour.
Sold out tour. I know people are mad.
Because she wants to have a family.
Which I get. Well, other arguments are, she's about to be 50 next year, so.
She'll be 50.
A lot of people don't get it.
So the question still remains, is she pregnant?
Right.
Is she trying to have a surrogate? What was it? Now people are all out now. You look, oh, Janet is pregnant at 49. She didn't say that.
No, she might not get pregnant until she's 55. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. How old is the husband? Because
Is he 40?
Oh, he's younger.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, because by that time, it's harder to impregnate.
Yeah.
You got sperm cells and you got eggs that are dodging. I don't know.
If she got eggs.
If that's what they give.
You know what I mean?
Did he say that.
She got some. I mean, she's 49. She, as they say, she might be to hit the changes.
She had to have hit some changes. Some changes. Maybe
She
not all
might
of
have
them
hit
yet.
the changes.
Yeah.
So the question I had when I heard it, everybody, ooh, she pregnant. Like, she didn't say
She didn't
pregnant.
say she was pregnant.
She said, I'm taking time off to have a family. Could be adoption. That could be.
It actually, what she said, I'm taking time to work on starting a family.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So what do you? Okay, I have Penny on here saying she's happy, sad because she had tickets.
Oh,
So
wow.
she's happy for her, but she's sad for herself because you know. I get it.
And Janet tickets ain't cheap either.
No, and it's Janet. Like Janet, why would you do that to people? You know, it's Janet. When is the last time Janet?
Yeah.
You know, you don't do that, Janet. But who am I to judge?
Just starting
It's your family.
At what point? Okay, so she's out on tour, and she said, "I think it's a good time to stop." She could have said she was tired.
Right. Or she could have said she was dealing with some medical issues.
Something.
You know, but you know people are going to ask questions when you say, I'm taking off because I'm working on having a family. To me, that means I'm having sex.
Wow.
That's all.
She just needed a sex break.
She just needed a sex break. Hey, don't we all?
Take your
Can I
tickets.
take a sex break?
Get your tickets
For like 6
refunded.
months.
And say, thank you, Janet. I hope you had the best sex of your 49 years.
It better be. It better be. And then, well, and I don't know. Should we go into the other trending topic? Should we? Okay, because the other one is Kerry Washington, and apparently her image or her likeness on the cover of Adweek magazine looks nothing like her.
I don't like the one thing about Carrie is that her natural beauty is she doesn't wear a lot of makeup.
Yeah, she doesn't need.
Because she's natural. So when you see these covers and you see all these, what they call them, enhancements and things of that nature, you kind of wonder. I always wondered, would it get to this point where they over-enhance to make it look negative? Because this is a negative look for her.
It is. It is.
They gave her kind of a bushy hair, and she looks like she's 10 years older. And if I was Carrie, I'd be hot as fish grease too.
Well, she was, and and she wrote a something about it on Facebook, and she was very gracious, but she did say that it felt strange to look at a picture of myself that is so different from what I look like in the mirror. It's an unfortunate feeling. So she's being very gracious about it, but I'm sure that she felt a little bit more strongly than the words that she has. Right. So yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never heard of Adweek before.
Okay, I've heard of it, but I'm not very familiar with it.
But now, what are you talking about?
And so you think there was some kind of media scandal?
Just putting a regular cover of Kerry Washington. Everybody has Kerry Washington.
Right.
Putting this Kerry Washington out there. Now everybody talking
Now
about
everybody knows
Adweek.
about Adweek.
Now everybody's going to buy the article in the magazine.
Conspiracy theorist. All right, now. I'm a conspiracy theorist, too. Well, we're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to look at some inequality in sports. Why are men getting paid so much more than men? I mean, than women. You're watching and listening to the Live Exchange. See, I didn't say we'll be right back.
They're not just anywhere. They're made in special places by special qualified tuners in places like
Pass it on to me, y'all.
Yeah, the Adweek.
Nah.
We got one day of rain. We thought we were good.
Uh,
I think we were good, and then the next day.
let's speed those just for the trending topics. Go through.
Move faster.
Yeah, right. Boom, boom, boom. Trending topic 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
Like
I was just gonna focus on the one, and I was waiting for you to say let's go, so I can use another one for the next hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I say too much of? Is when we come back, my wife calls me out. She said, every time I came back from break, I would say, and we're back.
Oh, okay.
I thought she was lying.
That's what you said.
So I watched the show. Every time I came back, and we're
That's
back.
what you said. And we're back.
So I've been consciously sitting there trying to figure different ways to come in. And I still find myself saying it, and I just...
You just come in with, well, yeah, we're here with...
And I started doing that, so I just hit the topic, yeah.
Yeah.
Tara says that you're onto something with the conspiracy about Ad Week. I agree.
I never heard of it, but now,
yeah, right now we all know.
Everybody gonna go look and see the
right.
cover. I went and saw the cover. I'm like,
right.
What is this magazine?
So they had a meeting behind the closed doors, and they said, "Okay, so how are we gonna beef up? You know, what are we gonna do? Let's do, you know, people always complain when people are overmade on covers. Let's do that with Kerry Washington." Yes.
Yeah. We have Periscope on too?
No, because I only brought one phone today.
You can have this one. You got to sign to your thing.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping I should have told you, but I was hoping to just cover one trending topic for this segment, and then the second one with Kerry Washington the next hour. Now I gotta find another one. Do you know any other? Everybody got some trending topics.
I didn't know. We could talk about
Wondering Ziggy decided to stay with her husband.
Yeah. It's sports related too. That's funny.
But I don't really know that story. You know that story? Okay, good. We're gonna do that one. Dr. Pam, how you doing? I'm doing well, Mark Williams. How are you? Do you know Mark Williams? I played on his football team.
You played with his, I didn't know that.
I sure did.
Heartbreaking.
Yep.
We had Mark on. He was on our show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I sure did.
I did not mean he played for the Heartbreakers.
For a few weeks.
Yeah.
Let me see. God, I hope I know this. You got a new phone.
They're waiting for your call.
You got a new
Call
phone?
866-855-6516.
That's ours, a roll
That's
phone.
866-855-6516. Again, call 866-855-6516. That's 866-855-6516. I am an American soldier.
I'm a warrior and a member of the team.
I don't know what it just
I
did.
serve the people of the United States and lead the Army
Mark said you signed a one-day contract.
Yeah, that's pretty much. That's about right. No, I was there for a few weeks until you made us practice in the 106 degrees.
Leave a fallen comrade. I am disciplined.
What's doing that?
physically
and mentally tough.
trained and proficient in the warrior task and drill.
Okay, log in with Twitter. Yeah, it was 106 degrees. And he said, if you're dedicated, you're going to come to practice. And my dad said, no, you're not.
Have you changed a lot of change yet? You still doing Dr. Beaver show? In close combat.
What'd you say?
Still doing Dr. Beaver show?
No, on Twitter, it's the live exchange.
American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
It's just the live exchange.
I'll bring it back in.
Okay.
Strong. And there's Army strong.
So, Penny, I see that you sent me a text, but I can't check my text. All right, welcome back to the live exchange with Dr. Pamela, and I have here with me Glaze with The Crush.
What's up, people?
Yeah, so we're talking about sports today. We're looking at the intersection of sports, sex, money, and politics, all rolled up into one. So let's start a little politics. Inequality in sports.
Okay.
So we know, and this has been an ongoing conversation, that the women athletes get paid significantly less than male athletes. And I've heard the argument over time that, you have much more attendance, you have a lot more, the men generate more money. However, how do you explain the 2015 Women's World Cup that actually generated, what is it? Well, they took home $35 million, but they generated a lot of money. I mean, it was one of the highest earning events. So how is it that right now the women on the team are pushing for higher pay? What's the pushback? I mean, what do you think? What do you think about this whole?
For years, it's the sport of soccer or football, as you like to say, has been a very male world dominated sport. So what the USA was able to probably, and this is just me talking from what I'm seeing from the outside, they were able to say, since the sport during the World Cup of Men is so big, that's been their reason for being able to pay the men, the U.S. men so much.
Right.
The problem is when it comes to U.S. men, to the U.S. soccer teams,
Different.
our men are terrible.
Yeah.
They barely get out of the first or second round.
Right.
And our women are constantly winning and taking it to another level.
Right.
So, in the money, in my opinion, for that, two sports I always feel that there's an inequality when it shouldn't be, is tennis and soccer.
Tennis and soccer. You're absolutely right. Yep.
Because those are the two sports where right now, and even though in tennis, Djokovic and all those are good. The biggest name in tennis is Serena Williams.
Serena Williams. Now, and her salary doesn't reflect her being the biggest name, because I've seen the difference in salary, and the men are still getting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
More.
And they're going with, they play a lot of matches and all of that, but when it comes down to dollars and cents, you gotta look at TV ratings, you gotta look at all that.
Right.
And they keep trying to, use the crowds and all that, but when those two sports, when you're looking at the World Cup and when you're looking at tennis events,
The finals
and all that, the biggest ratings are still, especially in the United States, are during the women's sports. So it is a good argument, and I could see some leverage being made in the future, because U.S. men we won't have a good U.S. men for years. That's not the way we do. Soccer is probably the fifth or sixth sport that we do in the States.
Right.
I mean, it's football, basketball, baseball, track and field, NASCAR. You may get the soccer down the road. I mean, it's even in high school sports. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal, definitely, in the women's world. And, just looking at over time, I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to have to change over time. I mean, especially the women's soccer team right now is really pushing for it. And, we'll see what happens. But the WNBA, now, the way basketball is going is really interesting. Now, it's been taking some time for WNBA to build. I think 95 was when it started, and I have to give myself some credit for that, by the way. In 94, I was a journalist at a community college, and I wrote an article that says there needs to be a women's professional basketball league, and lo and behold, 1995, they announced the team, announced the league. That was me. I did that.
take the credit.
I'm taking the credit. I did that. I still have the article. I'm going to have to post it on Facebook. Yeah. But for a WNBA player, we have a salary range of the lowest being $38,000 and the highest being $878,000. Okay, so $878,000 might sound like, oh, okay, good, she's making some money. But let's compare that to the men. The men's lowest salary is $525,000, whereas in the highest is $16.4 million. So we've got a significant difference here. And
the biggest thing in WNBA, I don't see stars here. And how can I say this without sounding totally like a butt?
Sexist?
Yeah. When you look at the game, it's slow paced a little bit, and you haven't had those players you can attach yourself to. The one thing that the NBA did during the David Stern years was he curated the league around great players like the Jordans and the LeBrons and the Kobes. Right. So now on Madison Avenue, they sell the NBA as almost a global game.
Right.
Because this is China, it's overseas and all that. The WNBA, even though it's a fun show, it still doesn't have the attractions that you would like. I mean, right now, Maya Moore is your biggest player. She's probably on the upper end of that,
right,
making the money. But she still isn't. She makes a few commercials. She still isn't the name that everybody's looking to see, right, and things like that. So,
well, I'm sure a lot of people don't even know who she is.
Yeah.
How many of you out there, Facebook, know who Maya Moore is?
Yeah. Outside of that, there was Candace Parker and places, right, and Dallas Rossi and all of those. But, you can look at the college game, and it's not even the girls who make the college game. It's the coaches. It's Gino Auriemma and things of that name.
Right.
So there hasn't been since Cheryl Swoops and all of those back when they started, those women to pull that league to another level.
That's interesting. Okay, well, we're gonna delve into that a little bit more when we come back. You are with the Live Exchange.
Let me know if I'm talking more.
I just cut you off.
Come out of the research says
trainers.
He comes in, he talks a lot.
The Academy
Does he?
Yeah.
Good. Talking a lot is good.
Coaching is an international certification program.
So what's doing is connect this guy, Dr.
Spiritual coaching, relationship
coaching. Tied to that, but I need to tie it to the other.
And cultural competency coaching.
That's started. You're going to set a new one.
Online, hybrid,
it's already set up, but it's probably not on.
The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world.
So
make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go
I should have responded.
CreativeCoaching.com.
to
Tampa Bay, I said we want to win the Super Bowl, and I
our
believe we
intern, but he didn't fill in any of this stuff. None of the
came close,
research
but never really did win that championship.
I was traveling, so I didn't have time to address it.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments in my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would. But I'm determined that I had to have Christ first.
Oh my gosh.
That everything else came below that, including my own desires.
Let's give us the options.
So next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it. And it was
So showing those two options to connect to, or saying,
every
great, I
decision I
can.
make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ. And he got us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
I am an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of the team. I serve the people of the United States.
Okay, so what do I do after
Great account.
Never accept defeat.
Set that.
I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade. I am disciplined.
I am disciplined. Physically and mentally tough. Trained and proficient in my warrior task and drill.
What's it doing?
And ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the
Enemies of the United States of America.
So what we have to do, we have to connect to the live stream. But it should come up on the Twitter, when you put that password in there.
American soldier.
Where do I turn it?
I am an American soldier.
I tried the live exchange on the first line too.
Army strong. See what it takes at GoArmy.com. Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the
The
typical
live
candidate.
exchange.
Sometimes they're a grad of life.
The live exchange.
Meet the grads of life, young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
When we come into research, when we come back here and sign in whatever the live exchange is connected to.
Okay.
But that
All right. In the interest of science, let's look at some benefits of sports because, obviously, I've been an athlete my whole life. Like I said, I played
I just
football.
learned some things about you.
Yeah, I played football.
Yeah.
What did you learn about me?
Playing football.
Yeah, I played football. When I played in high school. I played one Powder Puff football game. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Let me give you some some of the research. The research says, according to MUHealth.com, there are several benefits, to being in sports, and these may sound obvious, but it's a good reminder. Many athletes do better academically. So these are for those who are student athletes, and that's really because sports requires memorization, repetition, learning, and these are skill sets that are directly relevant to classwork. So I would venture to say that would translate into your professional life as well if you are beyond school.
Yeah.
I know it helped me, with what I do. Sports teaches teamwork and helps people to achieve their goals. So it's a really great form of discipline and a way to help people get along with one another. You have to. You may hate each other, but on the field or out on the court, you got to figure it out how to get along. Sports offers many benefits. Some are less obvious. So, the obvious ones are, it improves your fitness and weight goals. Less obvious is just having a team to count on you and show up to work hard is a source of motivation. So
Interesting.
yeah. And that's why we always talk about, if we're going to the gym, if we're working out, just to, have an accountability partner or to have a trainer, because when it's just you, you're like,
Especially if you've been doing it for so long and with a team.
Right.
And then you try to do it by yourself, you find yourself out like, I think I did good.
I think, yeah.
Nobody's holding you
And there's no
accountable.
barometer. You just kind of, okay, I ran 5 minutes today. That wasn't bad at all.
It's funny you say that about the benefits. My daughter had never played. She's sophomore in high school now, but she had never played any sports. So she just started lacrosse last year, and when she did that, I could tell a difference in her demeanor and the way she wants to be part of the team and things of that nature. So I always feel like they're more. I try to get my girls into sports. Some my youngest can't stand them, but I'm working on her. But I always tell people to give sports a try.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's just being around a team makes a difference in your life, because it's just in everything you do going forward, you're going to be part of something.
Right.
Even if you work by yourself, you're part of something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my son, he will tell you this all the time. He hates people. I hate people. I hate people. So his sport was tennis. You just play by yourself. You don't have to worry about, a teammate. He hates when he has to play doubles.
Really?
Because he has to rely on somebody else. He hates people. So even if you hate people, there's a sport for you.
Yeah. I can feel you can run by yourself.
You can run by yourself. Yeah. You can run away from your problems, whatever it is. And the other two is it boosts your self-esteem, because you progress at some point. Even if you do not become the best on the team, at some level you progress. Absolutely. And then playing a sport cuts down on the pressure and stress of life. And so, hey, translate this to adult life, the pressures that we have, even if your sport is going to the gym and working out.
Just think about it. It takes you away for 60 minutes to 2 hours, whatever sport you're in, away.
Right.
You have to concentrate. The thing about sports, you have to concentrate on the sport, or you either going to get hurt, lose, or just look bad.
And you quit.
So it's one of the three. So you're going to concentrate for that period of time when you're out there doing the sport. So
you need to be focused. So so there are some definite benefits, and these are research based, and these are things that you want to think about. So for all these reasons, it's always a great decision to get involved in the sports arena in some way, shape, or form. Again, there's something for everybody out there. Did you play sports? What was your sport?
I played football and played middle linebacker back in the day, and ran track too.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
That's awesome. I haven't been. Let me go through the list of sports.
Wait a minute. That's in college now. They got in college. High school I played more, but in college.
No. That's awesome though.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I played one in college too. I played softball in college.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I was very much devastated when they eliminated softball from the Olympics.
I still don't understand that. I just think, I got tired of the U.S. doing their thing, but I still think softball should be a sport.
Man, and I actually had an opportunity to try out for the Olympic team, and it would have been the '96 Olympics here in Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
And I qualified. You have to qualify, so I qualified for all the categories and speed and throwing and all of that. I did all of that. My beloved softball coach submitted all of our stuff late.
Oh.
And I missed the deadline.
Oh.
And that was it. And the next season, the next opportunity to try out, I was pregnant. So,
Oh.
But
I'm glad you still call him beloved coach, because I have to call him something else.
But she's awesome. She's awesome though, and she might be watching.
Hey, you awesome, but in '96, I could have been standing at a podium right now.
Right, I could have been out here. I would have been like, yes, like I was in the Olympics. But I'm very proud to say that I at least qualified for everything.
That's awesome.
That's an accomplishment that I can hold on. But I still have that letter from the Olympics.
Wow.
Still have that letter that
says.
That's
impressive. Yeah, that's impressive.
Unfortunately,
don't too many people have letters.
Yes, I got a letter. I'll put that on Facebook too. All right.
She does everything.
I do everything. You are with the Live Exchange, and
I'm jealous.
Yeah, and he should be jealous.
I'm jealous.
I'm just kidding.
I don't have a letter from the Olympics.
I almost said, we'll be right back. They're made, and not just anyone. They're made in special places by special qualified trainers.
All right, so whenever the live exchange is connected to that, you know what I'm saying? So that Twitter is connected to what?
With courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching,
so whatever password,
coaching, life coaching, and cultural
login name and password you have for that.
Online.
Should go to the live exchange.
The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to Academy of Creative Coaching.
American soldier.
I'm the password.
And a member of the team.
I hit authorize app and nothing happens.
And live the Army values.
I'm just hitting them.
I will never.
Hey Wendy, see, that's one of my softball friends from. She played with me. I'm glad you didn't just hear what I just said. I won't be in trouble. But hey Wendy.
Hey Wendy.
So she played softball with me, and did we play in college too? Were you on the Chafee team with us? God, I can't remember who all was on the team. I think you were. But she definitely played with me in high school. I think I got it. But I know Wendy played volleyball. We played volleyball. We played basketball. We played softball. She's tall. Tall and gorgeous. Sorry, Wendy. I'm talking about you right in front of you, aren't I? My bad. My bad. My bad.
It's hard to be aggressive and working free. Some of us think that taking our life to the next level, both personally and professionally, is a confusing and complicated process. Guess what? It's not, and I can prove it.
What are we talking about?
I was talking about the balance challenge. So when you do the balance challenge, you do that straight through. You get straight through, and it goes to the break, and come back.
Okay. Yes, so this is a challenge to do something that brings you balance. Something that enhances your life in some way. He just kicked me out of the scene.
What do you write on here?
You got the hot seat. You got the hot seat. You late, you get the hot seat. Woo, Lord. Woo.
Hey.
What's happening? Well, my doctor be tripping.
That's a lot.
But once again, I'm the most in shape, out of shape person in the world. What they told you? Oh yeah. He said it out. He's like, I just don't understand how you don't eat no milk from the look at every decision I made.
And fame.
He told me like,
now we got two guests. We got a full house. Hey, how you doing?
how you doing? What's happening? What's happening?
Nothing much. We've been talking about you all this time.
What I do?
Stand up, sweat late. Thank you.
What about kids?
What now?
Pass you? Yeah. Go back to the 75 North by Way Green.
Oh, that's you.
Well, that's not what. Hi, welcome back to the live exchange. Hold on now. We can't have me not in the picture now. Okay, so the balance challenge for this week is I want you all to think about a way that you can get involved athletically. Now, there are a lot of opportunities and there's a lot of ways. I know people who are on kickball teams. I know people who are, who play tennis. I know people who do, what are some other, like, pole dancing? Is that a sport? I think so.
That's a sport.
That's a sport.
We like it to be.
Pole dancing. So there are all kinds of ways.
We heavily say everybody do pole dancing.
Okay.
That's a sport.
I want to see y'all do pole dancing first, though. You know what I'm saying? They got to lead the charge.
Pole gotta have some extra bolts in it or something. Wrong technique.
Those poles are strong, though. They can handle it. But there's exotic dance classes that are in the city, and I mean there are a lot of different ways that people can get involved athletically.
For those who think they still got a jump shot, there are plenty of church leagues and leagues like that you can get in basketball. Man.
Yep.
So my jump shot, nice.
Mine is too. I still got that.
She got the 11 from the Olympics. She qualified for the Olympics.
He missed it. He
Point guard. No, softball.
No, softball.
Oh, okay.
Softball,
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So we can all find a way to get involved athletically somehow, So that's my challenge for you. Find your athletic angle, and this week I want you to sign up. Go to meetup.com. That's another one. You can find all kinds of sports there. Find it. We'll be right back.
Great leaders.
Okay.
If you just end with find it, then I'll take you out.
Okay.
You will take a pen
in places like the
No.
Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy
These
of
guys
Creative
smell good.
Coaching
Somebody
is
came in here smelling
empowering
good. I don't know
coaches to empower
if
the
it's
world.
Maceo
Make a
or
positive change for
Probably
yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
Abraham Lincoln is the 60th president
Oh,
of
it
the
is.
United States.
He might.
And as a man of
Look,
great
man, look
vision and mission,
But many don't realize how
Come on,
as a
come on, you smell,
That's natural.
Yeah.
or even looking up
Hey man, I ain't know representing school, man. Hey, man.
All the time, man.
citizens
Soon as I walked in the break, I got
to even ask.
I'm like, buy me a bill.
The official place to turn when you need information about federal, state, and local government. Whether it's how to get a student loan, renew your passport,
So we were
or
just
even
talking about
apply for a small
age.
business
I mean,
loan.
age.
All three of
Gender
which, as numerous historians have noted,
discrepancy.
are remarkably absent from Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. So go to firstgov.gov. Who knows?
Lead the way.
Okay,
Had
sounds
his
good.
day, you could have checked out an
I
auction
will
and
follow.
traded that drafty log cabin for a nice condo unknown. Firstgov.gov, a monumental source of useful information.
So we're doing that week. I take a lot of credit. You don't do it once a week?
Mm-hmm. So they tape it the day in there.
Mark says, Mark Williams says, I see Coach made it to the studio. You know Mark Williams, right?
Mm-hmm.
I used
Hey.
to play on his football team.
Huh?
She was a heartbreaker.
You was a heartbreaker? What?
Yeah. Don't be giving away how long I was a heartbreaker.
That's what. Okay,
That
so
don't
that's
matter.
what he was telling me. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he was sitting there like
It don't matter if it was a few weeks or a few months or a few days. I was a heartbreaker. Was.
So you signed a 3-week contract.
I was there. I went through all the practices. All right, welcome back to the live exchange with Dr. Pamela. I'm here with some awesome guests from The Crush.
Yeah.
We're here with now Maceo has joined us. He's here.
In the building, had to go get that annual physical.
You gotta get that physical.
Very important.
Very important. Very important. How'd it go?
Oh man, I'm the most in shape, out of shape person in the world. I still hold it record.
All right
doubt.
now,
No doubt.
and we have Glaze also here in the house. We are talking about I was going to say sex, but we haven't gotten to that yet.
What kind of show is this?
We are talking about sports.
Oh, what a time!
The intersection of sex, money, and politics. Now, all of those things do come to play when we talk about sports, and we are going to get into a little bit all that. But right now, I wanted to look at some of these scandals. So one of the things that the history of sports, has a part of it, along with everything else, are its own set of scandals. You know, we had the murder trial with who was that dude? I can't think of his name right now. Was it Ray Lewis?
Yeah, back in 2000.
Was it OJ?
No, OJ. That's one of the biggest ones, right? You know, Alex. God, I can't think of his name right now.
Oscar Pistorius. Oscar.
Oh, that's another one.
Yeah.
Now, whatever happened with him? So he was accused of murdering his girlfriend.
Last I heard, they basically had a mistrial.
Really?
Yeah, something like that. But then they threw him back in jail.
I thought
they
so.
put him back in jail.
So they put him back in
I don't know
jail.
what they're doing down there. The guy shot him.
Down under, there's some crazy stuff
Yeah.
going
He
on.
shot the
down
lady
under.
several times, but he said he thought it was an intruder and he shot through the bathroom door.
Stop.
No,
Nah.
he didn't have any legs. I mean, how was he going to defend himself otherwise?
He was trying to kill her.
They ran a 47.
Yeah. You know what it is.
He knows what it is.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Yeah, that was a tough one. Back in 2003, are you familiar with this case? Baylor University basketball player Patrick Dennehy was murdered by teammate Carlton Dotson. Sound familiar? In the what happened was Dennehy and Dotson got into an argument while practicing firing their guns in Waco, Texas, and the argument ended with Dotson shooting and killing his teammate. Now, after the murder, Baylor basketball coach Dave Bliss instructed players on the team to lie to investigators by telling the authorities that Dennehy had been in a drug deal in an attempt to cover up the flagrant NCAA violations that would come to light as a result of the criminal investigation. So first you got murder, and then you got all these criminal, or NCAA violations, and so now the coach is gonna tell the team to lie. So they can get out of these violations.
Money and power.
What? Yeah.
Money and power.
Back then, even in 2003, a coach was making $1 million, $2 million.
Right.
You at Baylor University, but you probably was struggling. So Back in them days. Back in that day. Now Baylor has a better program as far as basketball.
And at the same time, too, social media wasn't as prevalent as it is today. So, I mean, we all get the same story, and we can put it out there. We can diffuse it.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
So, and at the end of the day, man, you know, everybody don't want to lose that D1 job.
Yeah.
And the coaches were like, I can control it. Now you can't control it.
But now you getting yourself tangled into a murder case, though. You know, that's deep.
Riley was stupid with it. He tried to do too much. He tried to control too much, and he got what he deserved.
Definitely.
Well, what he got was the Bears received probation, which seems like a little slap on the wrist to me. Scholarship reductions, recruiting restrictions, and a ban on playing non-conference games for the 2005-2006 season, with other smaller penalties.
They say what Riley got?
No, it doesn't say.
Okay.
Well, but a lot of that, when you're talking about scholarships being reduced, no postseason play, that goes to the pockets.
Yeah.
And that's how you hurt a big athletic program.
They can't recruit.
Can't recruit.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder, how long did it take them to recover from that?
Well, they back on the scene now.
It took about 5 years.
Yeah, it took about, because I mean, you got to think the last couple of years they've been in the NCAA tournament now. They've cleaned the program up.
Yeah.
You know, RG3 came through, Brittany Griner came through. They had to put a new face on the program, and they're back to the money.
And that's a good thing you said, because what happened was, to cover the basketball scandal, the other sports stood up.
Oh yeah.
So you like that RG3 in the football, that bought their program, Brittany Griner in the college women's basketball. So then the men was able to kind of go back down on the radar, rebuild, and now they got a program that's been pretty good so far the last few years.
And you know that's the thing. You know, when you talk big bid, winning cures everything.
Yeah.
You know, Brittany Griner, she maybe won 2 or 3 national championships.
She's beating UConn back.
Yeah, RG3
right.
wins the Heisman.
Yeah.
Baylor, they back in this. They back on the map.
So I have to ask this question, and we're not there. I don't even know if it's in here, but you know, I'm working in higher ed, and I'm faculty there, and faculty are constantly feeling undercut by the low pay, where, you know, we see the coaches who are getting paid in the millions, you know, and that has been an ongoing debate, an ongoing issue. So we've got the coaches making all of this money, all of this revenue that's coming in from the team. Who's not getting that money are the players, and are the faculty on campus, are the other folks on campus, is going to the coaches and right back into the program. What do you think about that?
The biggest got you ever, right?
That's what it feels like.
Got you ever.
That's what it feels like, you know.
I mean, if you look at it, teams were making, if you look at what teams can bring up $30 million from this tournament.
From a tournament.
They'll bring home $30 million.
Right.
Yeah.
Coaches are making $5 to $6 million. If you look at, you know, Coach Malcolm.
Nick Saban.
Now $7 to $9 million a year coaching football.
Right.
And they paid his house off.
Yeah.
Ooh, that must be nice. I'm not even asking for that much to pay my house off.
You just want a decent
like a
salary.
third of that, maybe. You know.
But the NCAA have made it, and colleges have agreed to it. Yeah. Bring us money. We'll make sure we take care of the coach. And we got one of the best farm systems ever.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know what I've always said, and no offense to students versus student athlete. Show me a math major. Show me an architect major who's going to generate
that kind of
$20-30 million to put in that program.
Right.
A 5-star quarterback, it's a gold mine.
Right. It is a gold mine.
Yeah.
So when can that money be distributed evenly, though?
You talking about the wrong country for distribution of wealth. This is the wrong country for distribution of wealth.
You're right.
They are not thinking about that. They are. You made $30 million for us. You get the money.
You get the money.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Wow, we're gonna have to continue this. There's many more points on this issue I want to bring up. But coming up on my love notes, I have somebody who's written me with scenario they'd like some advice on.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Right.
I don't think we can get this deep. I think you don't think we smart.
Remember the same thing. This goes to what's that?
You don't think we smart? See, we know a little something, man.
This goes to the your love notes. You the whole thing out. Quick break, and you're back to the top.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll be doing that. See, this would get me. Sky writes my numbers on it. I ain't that. I'll be doing this shit.
But I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember.
I be doing this.
I know it's time to wrap it up.
Change it up.
All right, so we got a love note today, and this particular individual, just for the sake of time, I'll just summarize what her concern was. But she really wants to enhance the connection with her husband, and one of the things that she wanted to do, and I had mentioned kickball earlier because this was in my brain, but she wanted him to get involved on a kickball team, and it's co-ed. A lot of people have their spouses on there. She's the only one whose spouse is not on there. And his thought was, that's stupid, I'm not going to do that, whatever, it's not cool. And so she's tried other things. He likes to swim, so she said, well, why don't we swim together? He won't do that. So she can't seem to get him involved, athletically, and athletics is her thing. So her question is, how do I get him involved? How can I get him to join this kickball team? Right now it seems like her focus is the kickball team, but that's her question. What do we...
Wow.
That's a great question.
That's tough.
Yeah, if he's hard-headed and he's like, I ain't doing it, it's stupid. I don't know. Like, can she just say, well, you ain't getting none until you join?
Oh, man. We got to go there first.
Why
we got to always be there?
Why we got to go there first?
Man.
I mean...
Why is it always a bartering system with that?
No, dang well I'm going to go kick a ball after that. Yeah. Roll it to me.
Okay, how about an incentive? If you join the kickball team, I will do that little special little thing that you like, baby. What about an incentive as opposed to a punishment?
Incentives always work.
I would do that special little thing in the kickball dugout.
Oh.
That's very interesting right there.
I just went away for a minute.
He's gone.
But the thing about it, what did they talk about prior to this relationship?
That's a good question.
I need to know your ins and outs.
Right.
We shouldn't get to that point. Well,
Yeah.
I gotta discover, like, okay, so I gotta do that to get this.
You're right.
Man, we need to put it all on the table.
Right.
I'm all for putting it all on the table.
That's a really good point. I mean, you want to have these conversations. If that is something that's important to you, maybe not kickball specifically, but sports, that's something that should have probably been happening in the relationship throughout, prior to the engagement, all of that. Well, we will be back. If you have any thoughts and feedback on that particular scenario, I'd love to hear it. Give us a call, 678-613-5857, and you are with the Live Exchange.
Still thinking.
We do have a comment we can talk about when we get back on the air.
Yeah, I talk relationships, man. I got a book on the way, man. Dr. Pam invited the crush in, tell everybody what's up.
Oh, they trying to clown because you're talking about relationships?
Yeah, they got relationships. I'm a man, Glaze over there, everybody. Let me see, hold on. Oh,
there you go. We do it all, man.
Yeah, we do it. Hey, man, we on the radio tour today, man.
I have that effect on people. I make people talk about relationships.
Yeah, man, so, hey, come in and give my, what I'm saying, expertise. I'm writing a book.
You can tell the music different, too. It's all nice.
Yeah, it's all mellow.
We be like,
rap. I'm ready to rap.
Hey, so you got to come back on our show now.
I will.
You got to.
Absolutely. We'll talk relationships.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm like a relationship guru. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that.
You want to see this on our show? Like, what you said about now?
Oh, I love this. She says her and her fiance's wedding was sports themed. Sports is
that's dope.
I love it. We're gonna talk about that when we come back.
That's dope.
I love that.
But you know, if you're a sports person and your mate don't like sports, y'all gonna have a problem. But y'all need to talk about that.
Yeah.
And you know, we talked about earlier about singular sports. If he's a swimmer, that don't mean he like to swim with me.
That's true.
We were talking about before. Some people, like her son, playing tennis because he don't like playing. He don't like people.
My
he don't like people.
He don't even like doing doubles. He like, man.
No, he gets mad when he plays doubles.
Got you covered, Marjorie. We'll talk. We'll talk. I got you covered.
He said you'll have to get some divorce court.
Who said that? Chip.
Mark.
Mark says the single guy.
Here we go.
All right, welcome back to the live exchange with Dr. Pamela. I have just been invited to be on the Crush.
Man, how a single guy gonna be offering relationship advice? Boy, sit down somewhere, boy.
Dr. Pam got a U.S. Olympic letter. She's invited.
I have a letter from the Olympics. I do.
Do you have it framed?
It's not framed because it said, unfortunately, even though you qualify, we can't accept your...
But it's the fact that you got one.
Right, I got one.
You need to frame it.
A letter with the Olympic letterhead saying Pamela on it.
Man,
yes.
That'll be all in my mama trophy room.
And what in my mama.
I made a poster.
That'll be all in my mama trophy room.
It'll be as big as that Ali poster up there.
See?
When I'm feeling down, I go by my mama trophy room. I remind myself that once upon a time I was that guy. Motivation.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, now I don't look at them clips. Them clips will depress me.
Oh my God.
I just go to the trophy room. Yeah.
Well, we had a scenario where, and we're going to continue with it because we had a couple of people with some comments on that, but we had a woman who's married and the guy really isn't into, he might be into sports, but she said he's not into doing the sports with her.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, she wants him to join a kickball team and he's like, that's stupid, I'm not going to do it. And so we were just trying to come up with ways that maybe she can get him involved. And you know, I think we all agreed on the dugout favors that she might be able to perform. Although...
Dugout favors?
Although Maceo had a really good point. Like, you really need to evaluate your relationships before you get into them. And, you know, you get married. I mean, that's something she should have known about.
We need to find out what we click on.
Right, right.
You know, even though we do need, you know, we do need our time apart. But we need to find things that we like to do together.
Right.
Because that's what the relationship is.
And maybe they have that little, you know, romantic date nights and stuff every now and then, but it sounds like she wants something different.
He might be, and you know, we talked about it earlier, we talked about during the break. He does a singular sport. If he's a swimmer.
Right.
Swimmers just like to swim. They don't want to be part of anything.
It's not social.
Yeah.
It's not.
and if he's a golfer,
yeah,
oh man, come on, golf cart. Man, locker rooms at the golf. Man, come on now. Believe that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of ways, but if he's just straight up, I'm not going to do it, then, you know.
I think that has to be the question. They got some problems. Are you willing to do sports with me? He might not be like, baby, I don't want to be with my woman playing sports.
Right.
And again, relationships are give or take.
They are give and take.
They give and take.
And maybe she's the one who has to just let that go. Yeah. I don't know. You know, is it her that has to let it go, or is it him that has to give in? Who gives and who takes?
Like a wrong man missing the kickball. Like one of the worst things ever.
You can't catch you can't catch that big round red ball.
And ain't nothing better than seeing him. And if he's terrible.
And maybe that's what he's afraid of, looking bad in front of his woman.
But this is a conversation that they should have. Are they just a couple? Or
they're married. They're married.
Oh my God.
Well, and there was somebody on Periscope just said that they had a sports themed wedding. Now, how awesome is that?
But
I love it.
I guarantee you. They sat down and they talked about it.
Oh, I'm sure. Because I know a lot of women I know would have been like, heck no, we ain't having no sports themed wedding. You know.
And then you're not going to get the ring you want. You're around there looking crazy.
Right.
I bet they saw a lot of their issues on the court. Like, hey man, you
gonna
clean? Let's go.
Let's go shoot forward. Let's shoot forward.
That's my ideal relationship right there.
Let's
deal with this on the court.
Yeah,
I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to call names.
Go watch Love and Basketball.
Right. Well, we can call names on the court. Like, oh, you little punk, huh? You little punk.
I'm going to play you for your heart.
Right.
Straight draining threes on them.
I don't like you. Let me post you up.
Yeah. So there are a lot of ways. I mean, I think, I don't want to say there's no hope for the couple, you know, because he won't play kickball. I mean, it might be one of those things where if she's tried everything, she's tried to allure him with her, you know, goods, and it still didn't work. Then, it might just be something she has to let go of.
And all I ask is, don't do something like while you're in the middle of taking care of him and then stop and say, now you want to play?
Now you want to play? Or if you don't say you're going to play, I'm going to stop. Stop. All right.
Man, you're using your goods for bad. It's not worth. It's not good.
When we come back, we're going to look at some of this money, though. Money.
See, but you know, everybody told them that they got the power.
Right back.
Stay undefeated.
Undefeated.
That's a top down break.
Yeah, that's that turnaround.
All right, welcome back to the live exchange with Dr. Pamela, and I'm here with the Sportscast. Is that what I call y'all? The host of the Crush. There we go. There we go.
Crush.
Yes. And so we have Maceo here next to me, and we have Glaze.
Glacio.
Yes. So I don't know if I like that combination of your name and his name together. Glacio. You like that?
Nah, that's his name. That's his name.
Some people call me Iglesias.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that was, how they put Bennifer together and how they.
He won for Puerto Rican.
Okay, so that's the real last name.
Somebody deemed me that.
He looks it too.
They touched me with
I can see it.
expecting 914.
I can see it. I can see it completely. Well, we are talking about the intersection of sports, sex, money, and politics. And I can't be a good faculty member and not talk about how upset us faculty folks are about how much money these coaches make. And we don't get to make that kind of money. And I hear us in faculty meetings, we're like, well, if the students didn't have a class to go to, they wouldn't be in college. They wouldn't have a sport to play. And so
here's the big mistake a lot of people are making about college athletics. The term student athlete doesn't exist.
No such thing.
It's different. So okay, so let's talk about that. What do you mean by that?
You're there now to play sports first.
You're athlete first.
Second.
I've always
said
thing.
Yeah.
Why are they getting paid then?
Because it's the biggest pimping system ever.
That is a pimping system.
It's the greatest pimping system. But a lot of these kids don't have guaranteed scholarships.
1 year renewable.
So every year you renew your scholarship.
1 year renewable. So you have to go sit in coach's office every year
and justify
and get evaluated. Like, why should I bring you back? Because this is what people don't understand. Coaches recruit to replace you every year.
Yeah.
I never looked at it that way. Wow.
There's a lot of pressure on these kids.
So they can't look at y'all as factors no more because the factor is this kid bringing?
That hurts.
Yeah. We would like for it to be.
We're egotistical folks as faculty.
But we would like for it to be. It was like, is this kid here? You would like him to say, everybody's here to get a degree.
Mm-hmm. We're here to learn.
But we're trying to fill up, especially at these bigger programs, that 90,000 seat stadium every week. Well,
wow. So is that what runs the?
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on. Look what the ACC just did during the NCAA tournament. They cleaned up because they keep having teams advance. Mm-hmm. TV money, just jersey sales, everything.
And think about this. Would it be if a coach was to graduate 90% of his players, but he had a losing record?
He won't be coaching long.
Will he be still coaching?
No, he's fired.
He's fired.
He ain't got nothing to do with athletics. Academics no more.
Right.
Athletics.
But you do have those GPA kids that you do have.
You need them.
You need them. Hey.
That's why you're staying on. So when they have to justify themselves.
Yes, we got to keep that team GPA up.
We got a 2.5.
That's your job.
6 of them got 3.9s. The other one, it balances
out. Wow, the politics.
So, come on.
I mean, so it's not even a conversation of right or wrong, ethical, non-ethical. It's just what it is. This is just what it is.
Madison Avenue has made its way to college.
Yeah. And when the NCAA operates as a non-profit, I mean, come on.
So where does the position of the NCAA? Is it that we want quality education, or is it really more of what you guys are saying? I mean, because I know from the university standpoint, obviously, it's generating revenue. That's what it is.
They will tell you that we want quality education. Yeah, it's all about that. It's all about that. But with every campus is building a $5 to $10 million indoor practice facility because you have to upgrade the facilities to get the top kids.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this. The NCAA is signing with CBS and TBS $1 billion contracts.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a big the wrong business.
The SEC have their own network. The University of Texas has their own network.
Wow.
They not talking about calculus on the Longhorn Network.
Yeah. I've never seen them say, we're going to go to calculus right now.
We're going to go to the English department.
Oh my gosh.
Stop.
Well, we have trending topics on the way, and so stay tuned. Oh my gosh, do we have a trending topic? NCAA, we didn't even talk about that. We didn't talk about
NCAA operating. They trying to run. The rule book was made like in 19, 20, 30, they never saw what was coming.
Right.
TV deals, tennis shoe deals. You know, they never saw it.
But as at that time, was it designed to protect the students? Because I don't know how much it's really protecting students
Well,
now.
in theory, back then, yeah, because again, you didn't see nobody making it. You couldn't see this kind of money that they were making. But then, like, say, stadium expansion, I say these coaches, the salaries that these coaches make.
Yeah, people NCAA back then was bigger than pro sports.
Yeah.
They're made, and not just
NCAA now.
They're made
Well,
in special
I prefer
places
NCAA
by
over
special
NBA.
qualified trainers in places like
Big time. Yeah.
There's so much more heart, you know. We watch these games.
But you look at the kids.
Like, you're not going to see it in the NBA playoffs like we just saw in NCAA. Like that international game. You're not going to see that. That kind of passion, that kind of heart.
The money is your heart pressed. The one thing you can't never factor in is what kind of money you throw out.
Go to
Look, don't never take no advice from no single dude. You know what I'm saying? What did he know? What did he know?
Coach Ball. About stuff we already know.
Coach Ball around here talking about some things. What? Stop.
Want to know what we're doing?
I'm still hungry. Anybody who's near, I should have called you when you're on your way and said, "Could you stop by Chick-fil-A?"
You didn't notice it was missing? Oh, I guess lucky
Where
for
were
me
you
then.
teaching at?
Mercer.
Oh, yeah, but it's balling now, y'all.
Yeah, now I got you. Football team, basketball team, baseball team.
The baseball team doing real good. Y'all have a top 10 prospect, a kid that's going to get drafted.
Really?
Yeah.
What? I didn't know that.
When you talk to your
Why am I not getting a raise? Where's
You
my
know,
raise?
you know Dr. Kevin Williams?
No.
Need help getting the conversation started?
What,
Go to drugfree.org.
teacher, a faculty?
Yeah, you faculty. Mercer. I can find out.
I found back from the top.
All right. So trending topics. I can't believe we haven't even brought this up, but I was watching the North Carolina game and the Villanova, and I know I should probably say Villanova first because they won, but you know,
UNC a cash cow. Go ahead.
You know, I do. I love UNC, and when I was in high school, I had a UNC coat. It was the cutest coat ever. It was white. It had blue accents on it.
Carolina blue.
Yeah.
Carolina blue.
You can't beat that Carolina
You
blue.
can't. I miss that coat.
Yeah, it's one
You
of
know,
them.
I probably at the time appreciated the coat more than I appreciated the team, but you know, but I was definitely going for them, and I just, you know, on Facebook how they have, you know, memories from years back.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday my memory was like 2008, me rooting for NC State again. You know,
They probably broke your heart again.
yeah, I think they did.
That's what they
I
do.
can't remember. But man, that was a game.
Great game.
Oh my
Great
gosh.
game.
Oh my gosh. So that last shot, well, the second to last shot, I was like, it's over. I'm running around the house like, yes. Oh my God, he didn't even crunch the three. It didn't even look good. I mean, he was off balance, and it still went in. I was like, it's done. I'm good.
He stayed square.
Yeah. And
then
I just heard the whole state of North Carolina hearts.
All the air came out of North Carolina.
Stop at one moment.
Yeah.
That was devastating.
I have never, you know, and I love, you know, I was comparing it because, you know, going back to '83 with North Carolina State, the way they won, and a couple of years ago with Mario Chalmers with Kansas, he hit a shot and won the game as well. But that was just so big just for him to hit it, and nothing was on the clock, and he just stayed there for it.
Yeah,
I mean, oh, that hurts.
But you knew he was gonna make that shot.
Oh yeah,
he been hitting that shot.
I was praying.
The game plan should have been in that huddle. Anybody but Chris Jenkins. I can live with anybody else beating me.
Getting that right.
Do not let Chris Jenkins shoot that ball. Like, get in his shorts, like, for real.
Yeah. He was open. I was like, seriously?
Cause
seriously?
when he came up the floor, he was trailing Arch. I said, this game over.
They thought they had it. They thought they had it, so it was just kind of like, it's over. We got this.
Never over to that clock strike. 0-0-0-0.
And you said, when was the last time it was a ball at the buzzer? You said that was 83?
83 with North Carolina State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Same team?
No,
no.
Oh,
NC State.
Yeah.
Wolfpack.
Got it.
Wolfpack. They beat Fly Slammer Jammer.
Houston.
Houston.
It was a little bit different. They shot it and got
The
caught.
dude took a three. It was nobody boxed him out. He dunked it in.
Yeah.
Well, can I take a moment to talk about myself and how I got into basketball?
Yeah.
Let's do it. I want to hear
think
this.
a lot of people don't know about Dr. Pamela and her athletic side.
You almost went to the Olympics.
So
You're the best athlete in the room right now.
So when I was in 6th grade, I didn't know anything about basketball. And so I was all I knew is, I played softball, since I was 5. Actually, I was playing baseball with the boys. And my dad, boy and girl, I was the oldest girl. My brother did not like sports. So my dad had to make him play baseball. He used to cry every time he had a game. But I was the one who liked sports. So at some point, my dad kind of gravitated over to me. And so, okay, well, this is my athlete here. And so he still loves you, brother. He loves you. But as far as sports, I was the one. And so
No doubt.
I was at 6th grade. They had basketball tryouts, and my dad had put a goal up in our front yard. So I was always shooting around. I didn't know nothing about basketball other than you put that ball in the basket. And you get the ball, you steal it from whoever has it. So
You working on your game right there. You didn't even know
I
it.
didn't even know it. So 6th grade basketball tryouts, all I knew, I was the shortest thing out there, little, and all I knew is whoever had the ball, take it from them. Whoever had the ball, take it. So I didn't know anything about man-to-man defense or zone defense. All I knew is they had the ball, take it. So I'm zipping around the court,
double teaming and everything.
stealing and successfully stealing the ball from every single person that had. I would go under their legs and just. I caught the rhythm of the dribble, and then I would just go in there and take that dribble and keep going. Oh, it felt so good. So I made the team.
Of course.
And I played basketball through high school, and loved it. Oh, I was point guard.
Oh, you got handles.
Oh, you the quarterback on the floor.
I was
You're the
quarterback.
general.
I was quarterback when I played football too.
What's the most you put up? Most points?
Oh God, I don't know. In high school, I didn't play in college. So in high school, it wasn't that great. Don't ask me those kind of questions. No, it was probably like 38.
Points?
What?
Yeah.
In one game?
In one game, but.
It wasn't that great.
I wouldn't say that was average, and it was a really bad team. So that was my one good game.
It don't
So
matter.
I shouldn't say that.
You dropped 38.
It was a bad team, but yeah.
I put 8 up. That was my biggest one.
Yeah, my high school career high was 10.
Oh.
8th grade, I
Well,
was
no,
balling
we had point guards on our team who were consistently hitting it like that, and so that's why I'm like, I had one game that was really good.
It wasn't that big.
It was
It wasn't that big. It wasn't that big a deal.
No, it was 38. I
dropped 38.
And I can remember that high school was La Cañada High School in California, and they weren't that good back then. I don't know how you all are now.
Shout out to Redondo Beach.
All right, now. Is that where you're from?
No, I got plenty of family out there, though.
Okay.
I love Cali.
Yeah, that's where I was born and raised. So yes. So that was my introduction to basketball. Steal the ball.
Did you see the simplicity of it? Put it in the hole.
Yep.
Get the ball.
Get the ball.
So she was working on fundamentals.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it.
That's true. That's what's wrong with these kids today. They don't work on their skills outside.
Nope.
That's where you get better.
That's how I got better. All right. You're with the Live Exchange. Give us a call, 678-613-5857. Hang in there. Okay, now I want to talk about some of the sex trafficking that happens at these high profile.
Cool.
Yes.
She got intern and wrapping stuff up.
But that stuff is nice.
What are we doing?
Try and give us hours.
But at least you guys
Can
have each other, so it's easier. You can bounce off each other.
You hear me, Brian?
Okay.
She got an intern on. You give us hours.
I found my intern.
Spiritual coaching, relationship coaching.
She's got battled back and forth for intern. Interns come and they out.
I still haven't met the other one.
She's going to be into that. I'm working on getting something. I don't want to deal with them anymore, to be honest with you.
Well, Blondie's been off. Blondie's off.
It's
I
hard
don't
to
do
be
it.
aggressive when you're confused.
Well,
Where is Blondie?
Lives to the next level, both
She works during the day.
Hey, Blondie.
music and
Hey,
complicated
Blondie.
process.
Blondie, she live.
She's at work.
checking in.
She's at work, but she usually logs in later.
Oh, okay, now. Sorry.
Good.
Yet short, detailed
She fooled me with that. She have a house out with Martina bought it. That she got a shop.
Oh, are we doing something tomorrow night at the Red Martina? Is it
Fine, I need to host one so I can make my wife bring me.
What now? What's that?
Tell her, I gotta host one of these things. I'm like, you gonna bring me, cause probably gonna kill me.
Y'all know what it called? I told you, out of 1 week we got four.
How many you
We
got?
have every Friday.
How long?
So like a sometime.
What Friday you want to host?
So what happens is that out of one Friday out the week is one of the shows can have that. So Pam picked up one. So Pam had to pick up two.
What?
The first one, the show.
You want to host tomorrow?
She had picked up two.
Pam tomorrow.
But I should never tomorrow.
Oh, you want to lip sync?
Mm-hmm. So you gotta let me know, like out of one. So this is the way it goes. Out of the 4 Fridays, you got lip sync, you got dating, you got just regular celebrity, and then you got the show.
I want to do lip sync. We want to do karaoke. I thought you
Lip
were
sync.
What's next week?
Next week can be y'all.
What is
next week? What's the date?
Tomorrow night, Red Martina Lounge.
I'm saying it can be, we did, well, next week can be dating and y'all. One of those two.
It's
You wanna do that?
100% guaranteed.
So y'all commit to it, just let me know, and I'll make it y'all.
Yeah, like I say that we can pump it and hype it and tell everybody, man, come out and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, but that's the way it is. It's like 3 of them. You guys, our station get 1 out. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to commit to one, you just let me know. What day? So I'm gonna put you down for next week. Next Friday.
Now I gotta be. Glad we all right, we ready? I called Maceo. What? Hey man, we about to leave. Maceo say, man, I think they done it now. I'm like,
I like that patio. I was sitting out there. I was getting it in on that patio.
you know, Prime Brother be trying to take mine off.
He love that mic.
All right, welcome back to the Live Exchange. We'd love to hear what you have to say here on Sensation Station Network. Give us a call, 678-613-5857. Today, we are talking about dissecting. We are dissecting the game, looking at the intersection of sports, sex, money, and politics. So, we haven't really talked about sex, have we? We did.
Somehow. Pole dancing.
Pole dancing. Favors in the
Favors
dugout.
in the dugout.
Yeah, that sounds like a book title.
Favors in the dugout. That could be a song.
That could be a song.
I just want one line. You know.
Well, you know
Favors in the
how
dugout.
they do it now. What you call it, the Drake style. Favors in the dugout. I don't even know how he does. I don't even know that kind of music. What is that called? Trap music or something? I don't know.
I don't think Drake is a trap rapper.
Well, what is it? What does Drake do? It's not rap and it's not singing. What is it?
Drake's pop.
Is that pop?
Yeah, Drake's pop. He's pop.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just
popular
called
music.
weird to me. I like my 90s music. So, clearly I don't know nothing about music. So, one of the biggest sex scandals that happens is in some of these major events. So, you know, not last year, when the NCAA was here in Atlanta, it was 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a whole bunch of things put into place because that is when a lot of people, you know, the sex trafficking happens. That's when we have young girls who are, you know, offered to men to, we know for what. But that is the biggest
Prostitution. Say what?
prostitution. Prostitution. Well, I wasn't going to say prostitution. I was going to describe what they do, but that's
Okay, no doubt.
Yeah,
No
prostitution
doubt.
is a better way to put it. So, but this happens, and apparently. With these major sporting events, it is the most, that's when it happens the most. That is the biggest draw because, you know, you've got people coming in. Atlanta was such a big deal because Atlanta has an international airport, so it's either easy to fly people in, do the business, fly people out. Easy money-making thing.
A lot of money in town.
Right.
Big business.
Again, it goes back to what we're saying about the NCAA. Just think about what you said, the NCAA event.
Right.
Where this trafficking was happening.
Right.
Which goes back to the whole money thing. They tell you how much money is involved with NCAA.
Yeah.
So now you got all these people coming from all over the world to watch this event.
Right.
So now you're going to have those guys who want certain women and things of that nature. And just let everybody know it's not always the players.
No, I wasn't even thinking players.
But I'm just thinking from that aspect. But when
the rich executives who's coming to town and they want a little piece.
But when you hear about these events, what's the first thing they say? The NCAA basketball event. They try to always tie it to a sport.
Yeah, I was going to say, because NCAA doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what's going on. It just happens to be that this is a major event where folks with money.
Everybody knows the type of money that's going to be in town. And again, you don't see this at a robotics. You know, TV not bidding on, mathematical convention. You know, it's just not big dollars in it.
Right, right. Or the con events, the science con, all those.
Yeah.
Science con.
We got 10,000 people here. Okay.
Yeah. If you think about a weekend for Atlanta, why it's so important, and why things like this happen, and you can make about $200 million for an NCAA event like that.
For the weekend.
With sex trafficking, or just, what do you mean?
If you think about it from what they're saying,
the total dollars.
Good dollars.
Oh, okay. So how much the event brings in. Okay,
so you think with that, what type of people are coming to town. So yes, sex trafficking, unfortunately, and especially in Atlanta, is a big thing.
And Atlanta actually happens to be the place, the largest sex trafficking business, I don't know what we want to call it, in the world. And recently, a couple of years ago, we had somebody from the GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigations, come and speak to us about sex trafficking and how prevalent it is. Atlanta was the city. This is where it happens primarily. And because of the international airport.
It's huge.
Yes.
It's a hub.
And because of, the internet.
The internet makes it very easy.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. I recently saw a guy he went live on Facebook, or he just posted a video, and he was talking about, and he's just some random guy, he was a friend of a friend, I think, is how I saw it. Well, no, his daughter got caught up. So he said, you guys, I gotta just be real with you. I'm just leaving the police station, and I'm really upset. And he was just talking about his 16-year-old daughter. Who she thought she was going to meet somebody on the internet somewhere in San Francisco. Turned to come find out they had kidnapped her, and they were going to. So this sex trafficking thing isn't just women and even boys who want to go, who want to do this. They are being taken and kidnapped. And so there was some major sporting event or tournament going on down there, and they were trying to get her for that. Now, fortunately, the person who tried to take her was being followed by the FBI, and it was a bust. Thank God, because otherwise, once they get caught up, they're strung up with drugs. They don't know, and they're stuck. And so he was basically going on live to say how easy it is.
We have to monitor what our kids are doing on all of these sites.
Right.
Because you never know. I mean, these predators. They're laying in wait.
Yeah.
Because they know we're not really paying attention to. Man, you need your kid password. You need to know you need to know what's going on.
Well, and it's not just kids. I mean, there are college students. I mean, I guess we can debate if they're kids or not, but college students who go on spring break trips and different things like that.
Oh yeah, the stories are crazy.
Yeah.
The stories are crazy.
So. And it's sick the way they look at things like spring break and these events. To start doing this,
but it's such a prime opportunity.
And when your kid goes out, you need to know where they at.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those things. And being a father of daughters, where you going?
Right.
Boy, all the time.
Right.
Why
you and forget that. I mean, not forget that, but tracking system.
Yeah.
There's this little thing called a square, and you put it in your purse, you put it in your shoe, whatever. And if you lose you can attach it to your keys. They don't even have to know that you had put it on their person,
But a lot of the phones now, they have those locators.
Yeah.
Like you can activate the locator.
Yeah.
And you always know.
You just have to hope the phone is on.
Yeah.
But with the square thing, it's just you put it in their car, they don't even know it's in their glove compartment. And but yeah, so we're gonna come back, and I still wanted to kind of go into the Super Bowl a little bit, but
the king of events.
Right. So stay tuned. Woo.
Pimp C said it best. Pimping ain't dead, just move to the well.
That's
Just
true.
move to the well.
Move to the well.
By special qualified trainers in places like
Brenda, what's happening? We're in studio with Dr. Pam. This is Dr. Pam's show. She talks relationships and she talks all that good stuff. And you know, she's our radio family. Stop by. She invited the boys by.
Yeah.
Glaze is over here.
Empowering coaches to empower the world.
Sabrina, she always checking in with the crew. Bert, what up, boy? Oh, boy, Shaving here. What's up, boy? Hey, buddy, down there, he probably got on some crazy color shorts and tennis shoes. Yeah, boy, and his sock game.
His sock game ridiculous. Well,
sock game real mean.
Okay.
I will never quit.
I saw y'all teach y'all how.
I am disciplined.
Boy,
who do it? There's a kid.
The kids say we get them all. Oh yeah, we get them all. We get them all. Oh yeah. Terry Cunningham the game up to shout out.
Oh, okay.
I did ITV talk. We messing with Brian Jordan. She works for.
Do I have a second? I have to restart this.